Hi guys. So for tonight's reading, we are going to be looking into why do others feel intimidated by you? And we have 3 piles here. 1, 2, 3. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and your higher self and pick the pile you feel most drawn to. And if you guys enjoy this reading, I would really appreciate it if you could like, share, comment, subscribe. It really does help my channel to grow, and it helps to spread these messages to other people who could use them as well. It's also a great way to give back energetically for the energetic healing session I'm giving to you today. Another great way that you can do that is through donating to the channel. You can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. And I really do appreciate all of the support and help that anybody sends my way through any of those means, through leaving timestamps as well, or checking out my other channel, Dee's Storytime, and leaving comments, likes, shares, and subscribes over on that channel really helps me too. You can find the link for that in the description box, and I really appreciate anybody who does any of those things. It's so great to know that there are so many people who give back to those who are there to give to them, and I do appreciate it. It really shows some great things on this end. Anyway, let's get started with pile 1. For pile 1, why do others find you so intimidating? You're somebody very calming. You're somebody very at ease. You're very adaptable, very flexible. You really put a lot of time and effort into self-care as well. You may be somebody who likes to take vacations. You may be somebody who travels around a lot. Or you could just be somebody who just really enjoys being out hiking or on the beach or things like that. I really feel like you're very connected to nature, and you're very adaptable, very flexible. You have a very live and let live type of attitude. You're very calm, and you bring a very calming presence to situations, but you're also very colorful, very vibrant, very creative, and very different. You stand out very much so from the crowd, and you are somebody that is very pure in your intentions as well. Bartles and James. You could be somebody who likes to have a drink or two. You actually may even be somebody people really enjoy being around in general. People really enjoy your energy, your presence. Your presence is very calming, very soothing. You're also somebody who believes that everything happens for a reason, and you're somebody who believes in destiny, fate, that kind of thing. You are somebody who has a very strong level of faith and trust in the universe and divine timing. We have the earthworm and the elephant. You're very wise. You're very knowledgeable. You're somebody who doesn't really forget a whole lot of things. People may be intimidated by your memory and your intellect. They may be intimidated by your stability and your strength in times of pressure as well. And by the fact that you have so much passion, drive, and motivation with so much stability behind it. You're also somebody who is good at taking the time away necessary to be able to care for yourself and heal yourself. You know how to do things that really bring up your vibration, and you bring up the vibration of others around you as well. When you enter a space, or when you deal with people, or when you come into contact with situations, every time you come into contact with someone or something, when you are there and you bring your energy to it and then you leave, it leaves behind a lot of fertility, a lot of growth, a lot of you have a very healthy energy that really brings up and lifts up people around you. You're also really good at coming back. Regardless of what happens to you, you regenerate. You're very good at healing yourself. We have Judgment, the 8 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. You know how to make sure that you have something as well, but you're also very giving. You're very strong, stable, grounded. You're very good with finances as well. You are also somebody who makes a very solid, honest, stable commitment. When you commit to something, you commit to it. You're somebody who knows how to turn away from opportunities or offers that you don't think are good for you. You also know when somebody's behaving in a very possessive or controlling manner as well. And when you walk away from situations, you walk away with an open mind and heart. You're very forgiving. You're very non-judgmental. You're very open-minded, and you know that when one door closes, another door will open. You are definitely somebody who is very in touch with your higher self, very in touch with who you really are. I feel like you have a lot of offers presented to you, a lot of opportunities that come your way. And I also feel like you are somebody that when you make an offer, it is a very solid, stable, strong, honest offer. You are not somebody who is going to make a fake offer to others, which means I really feel like you're very honest, you're very authentic, you're very solid, you're very stable, and you can see when somebody else is not stable, when they're dishonest, when they're presenting offers that don't really exist, because you can see through the facade. Since you know yourself so well, and since you are so authentic in your being, you can really see it when somebody else is the opposite. And so people find it very intimidating that you can see what's behind the facade that they put on, or the mask that they wear. You're very good at walking away from things that are not good for you, and you are also somebody who really loves to study. You like to nurture your mind and your brain, and you like to really learn about a lot of different things. People are very intimidated by your intelligence is one of the biggest things that I'm feeling for this pile. And it's because you enjoy learning so much and you nurture your mind. And also your peaceful energy, your calming, relaxing, go with the flow type of energy is just very intimidating to people who have a lot of anxiety, or who cling on to things, or people who have a hard time dealing with situations that are hard. They really are very intimidated by your level of stability and your ability to be able to deal with those situations with a very strong demeanor about you. So that's what I have for pile 1. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what you guys thought about it, whether or not it resonated, what you might be going through. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Pile 2. So for you guys, what is it about you that intimidates others? You are very different. And a lot of the things that you say are very different. Loud and proud is coming to mind. You're very vocal. You are somebody who is very colorful, and you have a very colorful dialect as well. When it comes to the things that come out of your mouth, it's very different, and people really are not expecting it, and it's very colorful. You're somebody who really knows a lot about a lot of different things. You're also somebody who is good at gray rocking when it's necessary. You are somebody that understands when people are being narcissistic in some sort of way. Just to throw this out there, actual clinical narcissism is only about 2% of the population, so there's really not very many people that are actually clinical narcissists, but every person on this planet has narcissistic traits to them. And you're somebody who knows how to deal with those sides of people. You are not somebody who feeds that and gives it energy or attention. You're also somebody who understands when people are manipulating. You're very good at reading that, seeing that, and blocking it. You do not allow other people to manipulate you. You are somebody who has the keys to balance. You are very good at figuring out what brings balance in a situation, what brings peace in a situation. You're good at multitasking and taking care of many different things at once, and you are really good at being able to find your way through the maze that is life. You're also somebody who is very transformative. You transform a lot, you change a lot, you grow a lot, and every time you do, it's like this beautiful brand new version of yourself comes out. And I feel like you bring transformations to other people's lives as well. People are kind of intimidated by you because when you come into their life, you create change. You really do cause a lot of things to change when you come into contact with people. And people may be very worried about what is coming and what is going to be shifted or moved around, or things like that when they come into contact with you, because people can be very intimidated by change. Not everybody is calm about change, and I feel like you guys are somebody who has had to change so much throughout your life that change doesn't really bother you so much because you've had to deal with it a lot throughout your life. You may have even had a very chaotic lifestyle growing up, a chaotic home life growing up, to where you really learned how to be able to go with the punches. go with the flow. You're also somebody very rare, very different. You are a very rare breed. Somebody that really stands out from the crowd, and somebody that could be a mermaid in a sea full of fish is what my youngest daughter put in a card for me that she drew a mermaid on, and it comes to mind every time I see this mermaid ring. You may also wear some weird jewelry at times, or you may just have a very eclectic style sense or eclectic pieces of jewelry that you like to throw together at times. You're also somebody who really likes to fight to protect the environment, or the Giving Tree, the book The Giving Tree is coming to mind right now, 1922, 3828. You could be a firefighter for some of you. Seagulls could be very important as well. You might want to look up the symbolism of seagulls. You're very stable and very strong, and it's because you've been through so much that you are able to remain stable and strong. Eagle and the frog. You don't care what anybody thinks about you. You're going to be yourself regardless. Once again, with this mermaid, you're very rare. You stand out very much so, but you don't feel like a misfit or an outcast. You're just somebody who is very free. You're somebody who's very liberal. You're somebody who really believes in the rights of everyone around you, as well as yourself. You stand up and defend yourself, and you stand up and defend others when it's necessary and needed. You're somebody very free, somebody who really doesn't follow the rules or regulations or expectations or opinions or thoughts or beliefs of everyone else. You do what you feel is right. You have your own moral compass, and it guides you in a very good way. You're also somebody who does not mind shedding tears. You're somebody who can heal very efficiently and effectively yourself and others. You're somebody who's very connected to water as well. You could definitely be somebody who loves to spend time in pools or in bathtubs or in showers. You are definitely somebody that is very clean on a regular basis, I feel like, as well. You have a very cleansed energy. Your energy is very clean and very vibrant and very vital. It's not something that drags everyone around you down. It's something that lifts people up. You may have even had a death in your family at some point as well, and the way that you handled this has people very intimidated too. Death, the Hierophant, the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Wands. I love that death came out right after I said that. You have taught others a lot about death, I feel like. You have a very different and unique view on death, and I feel like you've taught a lot of people a lot about that for some of you. And that one's not going to be necessarily everybody, but like I said before, you're very flexible, very adaptable. There's a lot of changes that have gone on in your life, and you've handled them very effectively, very efficiently, with a lot of strength, a lot of stability, a lot of courage. You could have even had the death of somebody that was very close to you. Could have been a partner for some of you. You could have had everything in your life kind of fall apart or be in an upheaval, and people have watched you handle this with strength, with dignity, with calm, with integrity, with confidence. You may have had to move, or you may be moving right now. You may have even been able to move across country by yourself without the help of others. And that could be a little bit intimidating for people as well, because they don't see themselves as strong enough to be able to do something like that. You could also be somebody who owns or runs a business. You could be somebody who may be involved in law enforcement in some sort of way, whether that's being a cop, a lawyer, a judge, a social worker, maybe even a teacher for some of you, professor. You're very intelligent. You have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of knowledge, a lot of understanding, and a lot of people come to you at different points to be able to learn from you and grow from you. You are somebody who handles all the burdens that life has to throw your way with such poise, grace, dignity. You are definitely somebody who can make it look like it's easy when it comes to the burdens of life. You hold that bag like it's not even weighing you down. And you are somebody who really feels like you have the world in your hands. It's like you're on the top of the world. People see you as being on top of the world. And they know that there's so much going on in your life. But even though there's so much going on in your life, it's not throwing you off track. It's not throwing you off target. You are still choosing to go down the path that you feel is best for you. You really feel driven by your purpose. You feel driven by your need to succeed for some of you. And you really have a very vibrant energy about you as well. So that's what I have for pile 2, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys thought about it, whether or not it resonates with you, what you might be going through, and I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Pile 3, for you guys. What do others find intimidating about you? We have the Scorpio, or Scorpion. You may be a Scorpio. You could be very, very mysterious. You may be very involved in spirituality, in the occult, witchcraft for some of you. You may be Wiccan. Either way, your beliefs are something that not everybody practices, and people may find the mystery of it all to be a little bit intimidating. They may even find the way that you speak or the way that you defend yourself to be intimidating. I don't feel like you guys lash out at people unprovoked, but I feel like if people provoke you, you will very intelligently and efficiently dress them down in a very honest and blunt, truthful way with your words. Where yeah, it's like this slow poison that takes effect and freezes them, paralyzes them in some sort of way. Maybe even your communication may be a little bit intimidating. People may find it very hard to debate with you as well. You're very unconditionally loving, though. You are somebody who really loves others. You see the beauty of them. You may be the mom or dad-like friend, and at the end of the day, though, you're not going to put up with the BS, and you will stand up and defend yourself if it's necessary. But if people push you to that point, they know that they will get what they deserve, and what they deserve happens to be a very hefty serving of... It's like, you know, when your mom stands up and speaks the truth to you, and it's reminding me of this time that when I was younger, I was working as a waitress, and it was cowboy poetry weekend. God, cowboy poetry was so hard to deal with. I loved the bikers. They came in, they were respectful, they tipped, they were great. The cowboy poetry cowboy people, it's like they weren't off the farm except once a year, and they had no manners, no respect, no money, and they just assumed simply because you were a waitress that you were up for grabs. So one guy that was in there one night reached out and grabbed my ass. And I turned around and looked at him, probably just like your mom would look at you when she was upset or disappointed in you. Just that one look. And all night long, every time I came back to the table, he apologized immediately. And he was looking down at his feet. He was so ashamed of himself, so guilty feeling. And every time I came back to the table that night after that, his head was in his lap. And I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I shouldn't have did that. I'm so sorry. And you know what? That's kind of the effect that you have on people when you finally decide that, hey, enough is enough and I'm done with your bullshit. You are somebody who really sees the God's honest truth when it comes to situations as well. I feel like you may have a lot of black and white when it comes to seeing the world. You see things in very black and white terms, but you have this very strong gray area as well. You are somebody who's very optimistic and hopeful too. You're somebody that really is very different from people. You stand out very much so. You're a very pure soul and you have a very pure heart. And at the same time, you do have a shadow side and you're not afraid to admit that because everyone has a shadow side. But your shadow side, I feel like, works very well for you because you're not denying it. You could also be somebody who may drink people under the table. People could also really feel like they know you or like they're having deja vu moments when in your presence. I was just thinking of Crown Royal too. So really, you could definitely be somebody who can drink people under the table. You could be somebody who can hold your liquor. You could be somebody who really gets very familiar with people when you're drinking or when they're drinking. They get very familiar with you. You make people feel like they're drunk when they're around you. And so their inhibitions go down and they're willing to open up and share and be a lot more comfortable and familiar with you than they would in most situations. That's what it is. And it's that parent-like energy where they feel like they can really just tell you anything. You're not going to judge them. You're going to be open-minded. You're very unconditionally loving. You're very accepting. You really are just very amazing. P277. That can mean something as well. People may be intimidated by your house, or they may be intimidated by the locks that you keep. The locks that you keep. I'm not sure what that meant, but yeah, people may be very intimidated by how easily you unlock things that they've had locked away for a long time. That's what it is. Okay. That took a minute to figure out. And people may take a minute to figure out, oh my God, why did I tell this person all that personal stuff about myself? You're somebody who is very good at breaking the cycles, the karmic cycles. You're also somebody who deals with self-sabotage very well. You're somebody who understands people at a very deep level. And you're somebody who really is good at ending things that aren't good for yourself. You're good at ending things. Like, you are somebody that people know that when you cut something off, you cut it off. And it doesn't mean you don't love them. It just means that I'm protecting my own space and I love me too. People feel like you are a very beautiful opportunity, that you are somebody who really creates gold everywhere around yourself. You're like the golden egg. You're very rare. You stand out very much. You are somebody that is just amazing. And people may not notice it right off, but they really do get that feeling that you are just like this once in a lifetime opportunity that may never come around again. And if they screw things up, then it's over, done, finished, and there's not going to be another chance. They're not even going to be able to make things up. They're not going to be able to fix things. Something along those lines. 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, Page of Cups, 5 of Wands, King of Cups. So you may have a lot of people who fight over your time, over your attention, people who are competing to be with you, people who, you could even have a lot of people who created conflict in your life, or had a lot of insecurities that they were dealing with. There may be people that want to come back and apologize to you, and they're very intimidated by that because they're not sure on whether or not you are going to accept them back into your life. You are somebody who is quite capable of loving like you've never been through the scars, but everyone knows that you have. Everyone knows that you've faced a lot of challenges in your life, a lot of upheavals in your life. You are somebody who's very loving and beautiful and amazing. People really see themselves inside of you in some sort of way as well. You present a mirror to people, and sometimes people are paralyzed by that mirror because they're having to look in and see who they really are. And so it may actually take them some time to get their senses together before they can apologize for an argument, because they really had to sort through the pain that your words had brought to them, because your words were very honest and they stuck very deep and very true. You're very emotionally intelligent. You're very emotionally balanced, and you are somebody who does not mind expressing your love because you have no worries about whether or not it's going to create a problem. And you really don't even worry about whether or not people are going to return that love, because you would rather express your love than regret it for the rest of your life that you didn't say anything about it. You're also somebody who has an immense amount of options. You have so many different options for what you could do career-wise especially, but also love-wise. Love-wise, you have a lot of options. You have a lot of intelligence, I feel like, as well. You're very beautiful or handsome. You are somebody that really just stands out from the crowd. You're very noticed. You're very appreciated. You're very giving and generous of the love, the time, the effort, and the care you have. Like I said before, you're like the parent friend. And if you have children, you are an amazing parent. You are somebody who loves those children. You get down on their level. You play with them. You enjoy your time with them. You really nourish them, care for them, and treat them like they're human beings and not like they're a child who needs people to be in their face all the time, telling them what to do and telling them, you know, you're really somebody who can get down on their level, play with them, love them, guide them, and you're a very fun-loving person as well. You may also have people intimidated by your relationship with your ex, because they may actually feel like there is a possibility for a reconciliation there as well. People know that out of all the options in the world, you are an amazing option that they would be lucky to have, and people could really get stuck in their insecurities because of this. So that's what I have for this pile, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what you guys thought about it, whether or not it resonated, what you might be going through, and I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.